What if the hardest moments in life were never meant to break you? What if they were sent to reveal you? The Stoics believed that pain isn't the end. It's the beginning of clarity. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." Today, we slow down, not to run from difficulty, but to face it, to see what it's teaching, and to remember, the obstacle is not the enemy, it is the path. What if your greatest obstacle is actually your greatest mirror? Not the kind that shows your face, but the kind that reflects your truth, your reactions, your attachments, your fears. Every time something doesn't go as planned, when you're delayed, rejected, embarrassed, or betrayed, it's like life quietly holding up a mirror. It says, "This is what still controls you." Think about it. You get angry not because something went wrong, but because you believed it shouldn't have. You feel anxious, not because the outcome is uncertain, but because you assumed it had to be a certain way. You suffer, not because of what happened, but because of how tightly you were holding on. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it. And this you have the power to revoke at any moment." In other words, your obstacle doesn't just show you what's wrong with the world. It shows you where you still lack freedom. That's what makes it a gift. A painful one? Yes. But a real one. Let me ask you, what's the last moment that broke your routine, your plans, your pride? What did it reveal? Were you quick to blame? Or did you pause and ask what it was teaching? Because every obstacle is a doorway, not outwards, but inwards. It's the friction that burns away the noise, the detour that exposes your expectations, the silence that reveals your beliefs. This is what the Stoics trained for, not a life free from hardship, but a life clear enough to use hardship. So, when the path breaks, ask not why me. Ask, what is this showing me about me? Then listen, because that answer might just free you. Some things fall apart, so better things can fall into place. But we rarely see it that way in the moment. When the job offer disappears, when the person you loved leaves, when your plans shatter overnight, we panic. We question. We think something has gone terribly wrong. But what if something was quietly going right? Obstacles, the Stoics believed, aren't just interruptions. They are filters. They remove what is false and leave only what is essential. Think of a river after a storm. Branches break, dirt stirs. The water is unclear, but slowly, everything unnecessary sinks, and what remains is clarity. This is how life refines you. That breakup, it showed you what you truly need in love. That rejection, it redirected you to something more aligned. That delay, it gave you the gift of patience. Only in hindsight do we say, "I'm glad it didn't work out." But wisdom is learning to say that sooner, even while it's still painful. Let me tell you a story. Epictetus was born a slave. Beaten, abused, treated as nothing. One day, his master twisted his leg until it broke. Epictetus didn't scream. He looked up and said calmly, "You're going to break it." And then, it broke. But in that silence, something stronger was forged. He later wrote, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." The pain didn't define him, it refined him. It filtered out entitlement, self-pity, illusion, and what remained was pure resilience. The Stoics didn't seek suffering, but they didn't run from it either. Because they knew, what hurts often clears the way. Not because pain is good, but because it removes what never really was. The false beliefs, the imagined control, the fragile identity. When life removes something, ask not why me, but what does this make room for? Because loss is often space in disguise. You didn't fail, you were filtered. What wasn't meant for your next chapter was removed. What remains now is more honest, more necessary, more you. So the next time something falls away, don't rush to fill the space. Let it breathe. Let it teach. Let it become the clarity it was meant to be. Anyone can appear strong when things are easy. It's easy to be kind when people are kind to you. It's easy to be calm when life is quiet. It's easy to seem wise when nothing is being tested. But real character ain't revealed in comfort. It's revealed in crisis. The Stoics believed that virtue isn't something you talk about. It's something that must be tested. They trained not to avoid difficulty, but to welcome it as a mirror and as a forge. Seneca once said, "A gem cannot be polished without friction, nor a man perfected without trials." What are these trials? Not always big tragedies. Sometimes, it's the small things. A rude comment, a missed train, a plan that falls through. Each one asks, can you remain still while the world stirs around you? That is the test of patience. When someone wrongs you, do you retaliate, or do you pause? That is the test of temperance. When life doesn't go your way, do you crumble, or do you adapt? That is the test of resilience. Virtue, the Stoics taught, isn't loud. It's not performance, it's presence. It's how you carry yourself when no one is watching. It's how you speak when you're disappointed. It's how you breathe when your world narrows. Think of a tree in the wind. Its strength isn't shown in sunshine, but in storms. In the way it bends, but doesn't break. This is you. Life will test your patience with delay, your humility with success, your courage with uncertainty. These are not punishments, they are rehearsals. Because the world doesn't need more people who look good, it needs more people who are good. Deep down, quietly, unshakably, so the next time you are tested, don't see it as an attack, see it as a stage to show the world and yourself who you truly are, because in the end, adversity doesn't build character, it reveals it. Most people see obstacles as endings, a closed door, a lost chance, a sign that the path has ended. But what if the obstacle isn't a wall? What if it's a doorway, not outwards but inwards? You wanted a straight road, but life gave you a detour. You asked for clarity, but life answered with confusion. You prayed for peace, and then everything fell apart. But it didn't fall apart to destroy you, it fell apart to awaken you. Because sometimes, the path must close, so that you finally open. We think our obstacles stop us, but the truth is, they stop who we were. So, we can become who we are meant to be. The Stoics taught that what blocks your path often redirects you to something better. Not easier, not faster, but truer. The love that left taught you how to love yourself. The failure you feared built the foundation of your real strength. The silence you ran from became the space where wisdom finally spoke. Let me remind you, a flower must break through the soil to bloom. A phoenix must burn to rise, and sometimes, your life must collapse, So your soul can stand up. So don't curse the closed door. Don't fight the unexpected turn, and don't mourn the version of you that can no longer survive the journey ahead. Instead, pause. Breathe, and say, this obstacle is an opening, not to go back, but to begin again, more aligned, more awake, and more alive. So now, pause for a moment. Think back to the last obstacle you faced. Not as a victim, but as a student. What did it teach you? What did it strip away? What door did it quietly open? You see, the path isn't always straight, but it's always wise. Every ending you feared was really a beginning in disguise. So, when life breaks your plans, let it also break your illusion. What stands in your way is not the enemy. It's the invitation to begin again. With less fear, less noise, and more truth. Thank you for being here. This path is yours now.